this is ClickIt000 again, and today I have another rant video, this one pertaining to poverty in America. My brother and I live in an apartment complex, and across the street is a church that has like Saturday morning soup kitchens and Sunday soup kitchens and things. And one of our good friend and neighbors has been helping a homeless man by allowing him to come in and shower and shave and stay at her place, because he's sick and everything. But, they really have a good heart and they want to be able to help people. As well as they've helped us with food when we needed it and stuff like that. The manager found out about this and told her that because he's homeless, he is not allowed on the premises. No other reason but that he's homeless. And she was threatened eviction if she had him back again. So today I went to look at the door by the manager's office, and on the window there's a thing, it's like a, the license, permit, whatever, and it says on it, non-transient rental facility. So they've gone to the law and made it legal that they can't have transients here, homeless, poor, whatever. And that makes me mad because in the county we live in, this is all over. We got people like mayors and business folk, people who want to make money and want to keep up the illusion of, it's all just a big happy family community. It's all rich people, well-off people. There's no crime. There's no homeless people. They want to basically shower a fantasy over everybody's faces. They want to make it look like there's nothing going on and there's nothing wrong. Everything's peachy fucking keen. And they wanted to actually get the homeless people in the next town over out of that town. Because this town is a big city where there's a lot of gated communities and banks and churches, and they want to keep the tourists and the rich people happy. And they've been complaining about the poor people. The quote-unquote homeless bums going into the libraries and going up and asking strangers for money, going to stores asking for expired food that instead of the stores throwing out, they would like to have to eat. Even asking for small, menial, odd jobs to make a couple dollars. And this is apparently wrong to the local governments and the rich, uptight people and some of the retired. And they're trying to get everybody out of there. Like I said, they want to make it hard for everybody. I'm not homeless, thank God, but my brother and I are poor. We live on welfare, and, we hardly make ends meet. Yeah, I said it. And there's a lot of people going through the same and a lot worse. And basically, our type of people are deemed as wrong, ridiculous, sick. And like I said, with what this manager is doing, he's actually physically putting up a statement in the window that claims this place is a non-transient facility. And he even gets mad when people have visitors or family come over, and the lady that had the homeless man come over can't even have her family over without this manager eagle-eyeing her. And we had our aunt and uncle here a couple weeks ago, and he had come by, and he's like, oh, who's this? And I said, oh, this is my family. My brother and I have our aunt and uncle down. He's like, oh, well, they can't stay here. And I'm thinking, why not? It's our home. It's our family. Why the fuck is it any of his business? Who stays with us and why? As long as nobody's causing trouble or bothering the other neighbors, and their quality of life isn't being, messed with, and the dust isn't being kicked up, yada yada, why the hell does it matter? And he even said, he doesn't want people sitting out front. This includes the residents of their own apartments. I swear to God, this place should become a correctional facility because that's what it's like. That's the way the management's acting. They got fences around the place. They got cameras. They act like anyone who has visitors is wrong. They damn you if you help homeless people out by letting them stay in your apartment because they have nowhere to go and they're sick or whatever. Or you just have a kind heart and you want to help these people out. So basically, Do we have to call the management and schedule a visit? Like, schedule a time when the management can come and oversee visitors in, like, a prison situation? You know, we can't have our aunt and uncle or cousins come down because we got to make an appointment for when the manager's going to be here to, you know, see when they're here and tell them they can stay for only a certain amount of time. But yeah, that's pretty much very sickening to me that, you know, the poor are seen as nothing and the rich, you know, they get treated like they're perfect and they get treated like, you know, they do nothing wrong. You know, these people with 20 cars and 2 houses and boats and fucking, you know, going yachting and golfing on the weekend, you know, they act like, oh, the poor are the problem, not us. Well, I'm not saying it should become mandatory, but maybe the rich should be taxed. And how fucking ridiculous is that? That the poor are getting taxed and the rich are not? And even one of our governors is trying to take away welfare and trying to force people even harshly disabled into jobs. My brother and I are disabled and cannot work. My brother and I, you know, need to stay on disability. And, you know, people look down on us, whether you're poor and homeless, diseased, disabled, you know, single parent, you're poor, you know, whatever the case is. If you're not making the exact same amount of money, you're not wearing an $1,000 suit and fucking tie, you're not driving a fucking Porsche and having a big fucking 3-story house and feeding your family fucking steaks and caviar every night, you don't matter to the population. So basically, shit needs to change. People need to stand up and say, fuck the rich, and we need to fucking band together and help each other and start real support systems, because this is getting ridiculous.